Hi, I am doing a vibe check collective reading. I'm doing one reading. I know some people pull and read them, but I'm just going to pull them and then read them. So this is a collective vibe check. How are the vibes out there for the collective? Tell me about that vibe check, bro. Hit me up, tarot. Get at me. What's the vibe check for the collective like? I don't know if I'm supposed to be using this deck. Wait, no, we got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. Okay, we're gonna take this one and 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 also these two and also this one. I'll take you too. Shit, that's two of them. Okay, we got a lot of cards. Let's see what we have. Oh, fuck. The Tower. The King of Cups. The Four of Cups. The Six of Wands. The Queen of Swords. The Five of Wands. The Two of Wands. The Five of Cups. The Two of Swords. The Ace of Wands. The Eight of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so first off, a lot of decisions are being made right now. A lot of decisions that seem very heavy, life or death. A lot of big decisions that are weighing on our minds, and a lot of things changing very, very quickly. Not only as indicated by the Tower card, but also the Eight of Wands, and also this Two of Wands, and also the Five of Wands. Okay, pause. This is a very weird angle to be doing a reading from, but we're gonna go for it. Okay, so let's talk about the Tower. It is, oh, it's a big moment for all of us. We are currently experiencing a period of destruction and regrowth, and I feel like it could be impacting two areas: emotions and finances. And for some of us, emotional finances. The Tower is very disruptive because it is often unexpected and therefore creates a lot of chaos. However, through the chaos, we receive opportunity. So then I want to talk about the Two of Swords, and I also want to talk about the Two of Wands, because both of those things, sorry, the Two of Pentacles, because both of those things are about decisions, but in different areas of our lives. So the Two of Swords is about our mind, it's about making difficult decisions, right? So I suppose, if I had to guess as the tarot reader, that there is going to be opportunities presented to you based upon what happens in the Tower moment. Since this is a collective reading, I'm not getting like a specific situation. I feel like what could potentially happen is that at the start of this Tower moment, there is an opportunity that presents itself, and through the inability to make a choice, the Tower moment happens and is going to force a choice to be made because for whatever reason your mind wasn't in the right place in order to create the ability to come to a decision. So if you're in a place of avoidance, I would say you need to start not being in a place of avoidance because the situation is now upon you and things will only get worse the longer that you continue to avoid it. There are a lot of good things going on though, as far as like personalities that are in here and ideas and behaviors that you can use in order to give yourself the ease, um, in this situation as time goes on. Like, for example, we have this Queen of Swords character, which is about being able to use unbiased judgment. And I really feel like what's happening is, because there are so many cups in this reading, that potentially what's happening is that for some of you, the decision that you have to come to that is weighing on you so heavily is so emotionally based that you're unable to approach it without the baggage that is surrounding you. Excuse me. Meaning that things need to be looked at objectively in a place where you can sort of remove emotion. Like, the swords are all about using intellect and the logical mind. So, what traits of the Queen of Swords that you have will be able to help you better understand how you need to move forward? Okay. The ability to understand exactly what the situation entails and exactly how to move forward by removing that emotional aspect. So sort of being able to, like, go out from a bird's eye view and look at where the situation is and how it's impacting everything around you and what it is that you specifically want to minimize the damage of. And I suspect that that is what will inevitably lead you to be able to make the decision. Um, Damage control is what comes to mind, but it's more like you want to both remove yourself from the chaos that you're experiencing, but also repair the chaos that you're experiencing. And I think that there will come a time where you recognize, I actually need to detach from this situation because it's bothering me so much emotionally, and I literally cannot move forward if I allow my emotions to dominate this situation. Because good things are on the way. Like, if we look at your wands cards, a lot of great things are happening. Like, the potential for new growth, the potential for inspiration. A lot of creativity is within this reading. Sort of like floodgates have been opened, and now you're able to transition into an area of your life where you are living freely, living from a place of that unbiased judgment. You're able to experience life every day as it comes, sort of like a duck in water. You know, things are rolling off your back, but like you're still taking it in. So, like, you're not lacking empathy and compassion, but you are not allowing situations that give you a heightened emotional reaction to dominate you beyond experiencing the situation, right? And I really think that that is what enables you to have this idea of inspiration, because it's almost like you're being clogged up from the amount of emotional toll that you're experiencing because of the tower moment. And so I feel like there is a breaking down of the structure around you. And the structure around you could be like between people, or it could be between your job, or it could be between you and your emotions. And like, that is the structure that needs to crumble in order for you to rebuild those systems that allow you to fully experience your creativity. So you won't get there without experiencing this moment, right? So, like, it seems like it's damaging, but it's actually also giving. We just have to move from one place of the chaos to the next. So, more decisions, more decisions. Your fiery passion, your desire to explore, and now having the choice to do it. Like, since tethers have been broken, there's now more of like a freed bird that was once in a cage vibe, because you are able to cut ties from things that are preventing you from moving forward. Like, this is going to be your Renaissance era. Like, you're leaving the medieval times of your life. Things are going to be looking forward. It's going to be a lot more joyful once you learn how to process your emotions. So, within the concept of future planning, that will be like, how do you want to use your newfound emotional strength, your newfound creativity, your newfound directive of like what you want to do in your career or like your health goals? What does that future planning look like? Does that mean that I need a 5-year plan? Does that mean that I want to start traveling more? Does that mean I need to try new restaurants? Does that mean I want to create more connections in my community? Like, what does that mean for you, and how can you discover the world around you that will really uplift your passions and give you the capacity to like finally engage with life in this really exciting, tangible way that you were like literally blocked from before this period in your life? Like, I'm just like imagining a child and they're going, ah, ooh, ee, I'm so excited. Oh my God, fuck. Like, that's the kind of like joy and like decision power. And like, with the turning of this and like decision, and then we also have the Two of Pentacles with the decision, like, with the capacity to now break free from that sort of like decision fatigue that you've had and like the emotional weight of making decisions, we're now seeing like a rapid fire decision making, meaning that there's no baggage associated, there's no shame, there's no guilt. There's, I know what I would like to do, I'm going to make a plan to get there, it's going to be that way, let's see what happens on the way there and when I get to experience the thing. We're not ready to talk about that. Okay, let's talk about the King of Pentacles. So this dude is super cool. Like, he is the pinnacle of abundance. Look at him in his wealthy robes and his fucking sick ass cane and his baller ass chair that he has, and this he's just like dripping with wealth, man. Like, his crown, his robe, his fucking the bounty that's behind him, his fucking robe is covered in grapes, which is like the symbol of abundance. He's got it all, and he has it all because he worked for it, and I feel like he also has the capacity to like build business connections and give himself grace in connecting with people on like a business level. And like, this is sort of lacking emotion too, in that there's an objective to reach, and he wants to reach that objective through his own personal leadership. So I want you to think of this as developing your own personal leadership in order to bring about your own specific abundance. And that abundance can look like anything. Like, yes, the pentacles are about something that's tangible, but this doesn't necessarily have to be tangible in this case. If this is overarching, the theme for your next 6 months is travel, the theme for your next 6 months is internal exploration, the thing for the next 6 months is spiritual enlightenment, your career, like, it could be any area in which you feel like you need to step up leadership. And I think for some of us it is going to be like arts and culture, because we have a lot of wand situated things and we have a lot of cup situated things, which to me means like fiery passions are being ignited, and so is emotional depth and healing. And like, through that process, we're only able to create more art and understanding of ourselves, which gives us the ability to interact more freely in the world, right? And from like a more connected place. So the King of Pentacles wouldn't be able to get to that place of abundance if he wasn't able to tap into everything that I just described. Like, he's at the top of his suit, essentially. Do you know what I mean? And like, he's only at the top of his suit because like, he's fulfilling the tasks that he needs in order to feel like a full man. and that's your objective too. So like, what are your tasks and how can you complete them in order to feel like a full man? And I really am serious that for a lot of us in this collective reading, that fullness is about emotional healing, and about allowing ourselves to be like taken under by this tower moment and feeling the worst parts of the moment in order to come out on the other side. And there has to be the recognition and understanding that you're going to break the fuck down and it'll be better in the end. However long that in the end takes, right? Because that's also the catch. We don't know how long the in the end takes. So, your this whole process, I know I just said we don't know how long in the end takes. However, this whole process is happening very quickly, and this is quick. This is already super quick, but in conjunction with this Eight of Wands, shit is gonna get spicy, bro. Things are happening, okay? It is quick. It is happening so quick. And it is, you're moving quickly. Decisions are being made quickly. Actions are being taken quickly. The journey is being proceeded upon quickly because opportunities are also coming about quickly, which is why there is that emphasis on shedding your decision fatigue, shedding the guilt that you feel around decisions, shedding the emotional aspect of decision making, and being able to look at it pragmatically, but also weirdly selfishly, meaning that if the decisions are in your best interest, then you better fucking take them because there's going to be conflict literally no matter what. And like, I would rather see you in conflict standing up for what you know is correct and what will aid you further and moving on this journey than not taking the leap, right? Like, it's going to be happen so quickly. If you're in disagreement and conflict with yourself, how are you going to go on the journey? How are you going to have the exploration? Like, how will you be able to engage with the world if you're constantly allowing this conflict to bring you down? So, like, in this Five of Wands situation, there is necessarily like no clear winner, but there is like an outlier, and I would like to see you be the outlier. Because essentially, my vision of what will happen is that the tower moment is probably going to break down like a line of communication for you. And you're going to be acting differently in a way than you normally do. And it's going to ruffle some feathers, especially because I get the feeling that some of you are people who don't actually like to take direct action over the life that you live, the decisions that you make, and the journey that you want to go on. But for whatever reason, in this tower moment, like, that's going to be broken down, and you're going to be able to clearly see, like, in front of you, imagine that within every decision that you have to make, there are two paths, and one leads to a beautiful garden full of everything that you've ever wanted, and one leads to a deep dark forest. And like, the deep dark forest might even be staying the same. And the question would be like, why would you want to stay the same when you have such beauty through waiting on the other side through the situation that you're currently experiencing. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay. So let's talk about this other decision making card, the Two of Pentacles. So this is pretty important because it's a different style of decision. Like, this is weighing your options and making a pros and cons list. This is deciding what those things are and actually going after them, like planning the journey, making the decisions. And then this is like juggling your priorities, right? And time management, business management, life management, but also like being mutable, being able to change, being adaptable. What is down there? What is that? Is that like a tree? Is that a little beetle? I actually like literally have no idea, but I feel like it's a little beetle. That doesn't make any sense. Um, anyways. Ooh, ooh. So, rolling with the punches while also prioritizing what needs to be prioritized in the moment. And um, this period of your life is one in which you need to be a little bit selfish because you're going to be reframing your mind, rebuilding neural pathways, going in a transition so hard from one place to the next that if you don't prioritize yourself over the rest of the voices in your life, you will not be in as good of a position when the tower moment ends, and or you will be prolonging the lessons and growth within the tower moment because it takes you too long to recognize that you're the priority in this moment. Does that make sense? Meaning that I just feel like there's going to be a lot of fucking noise about a lot of bullshit that doesn't really have anything to do with you, but people are going to be pulling on your fucking sleeve like, hey bitch, hey bitch, hey bitch, I thought that we were going to be doing this, I thought that we were going to be doing that, I thought that you wanted your job to be this way, I thought that you were a bleeding artist this way, I thought. And some of that, of course, may be coming inside, but I feel like also part of it is coming from externally. And like with the ability to understand where your priorities are coming from, you're going to be able to understand how best to serve you. And I'm telling you, it's going to be super important for the rest of this. It's going to be super important for the rest of us, especially if you want to remain emotionally balanced in your life. The King of Cups, again, he's like the top of his suit, right? He's done it all. He's experienced the entire suit of cups. He has earned his position at the top well. Okay? And this dude is dope. Okay? Like, he is a master of his emotions. He's a master of creativity. He's a master of the unconscious, which to me means he's a master in tapping into the unexplored realms of your inner being. When I think of the word unconscious, I think of your higher self. I think of your shadow side. I think of emotions that you haven't quite been able to suss out where they come from, but they come up every now and then and they fucking ruin your day. Okay? That's what this dude is really great at handling. And I think that in reference to this tower moment, for a lot of you, since this is going to be an emotional teardown, you're going to be having to sit with a lot of emotions that you haven't been comfortable dealing with, which might be in wrapped into this Two of Swords and this Two of Pentacles and this Two of Wands and also the Eight of Wands, meaning that like things are going to be happening quickly, you're going to be feeling them quickly, and it's going to come in waves. Like the cups are very watery, right? And if we think of emotions, like especially in reference to the tide, like it comes in and goes out and comes in and goes out. And like moments where the tide is really high, it's beneficial, but it's also really problematic sometimes. And the same thing when the tide is low. Like when the tide is low, boats can't really go anywhere. Do you know what I mean? I don't really know how the ocean works, but you get what I'm saying. Like the boats can't go anywhere if the tide is low because, you know, they're stuck on the sand, for example. And so that is really what I want you to think about when you're thinking of your emotions and how to work with the ebb and flow of your emotions, right? And that's where part of this adaptability is going to come in, is that your emotions are going to be stronger on some days than other. And the ability to, I guess, allow them to swell up in you and then also release them, allowing them to swell up in you and then release them. Wow. Yeah, like literally like a pulsing breath, a sweeping tide, right? Because like the tide comes in for like X amount of minutes and then it's in, and the tide goes out for an X amount of minutes and then it's out. And I feel like there's something in that lesson in reference to learning how to handle your emotions and feeling them, but also being able to release them, sitting with them for a time, but then also detaching from them. Does that make sense? Because I feel like we're dealing with a lot of people pleasing, a lot of childhood trauma, a lot of self neglect and self denial when it comes to the types of things that we want to be experiencing, um, the type of love we want to be experiencing, the type of relationships, the type of job. And like literally, a life needs to be torn down and repaired. And that also can't come about unless we have mastery over our emotions. And it's not mastery over our emotions in that we don't allow ourselves to feel them. It's mastery over our emotions and that we don't allow them to dominate us, meaning that we feel them and we release them so that they're not stuck in our body and they don't dominate our day, they don't dominate our week, they don't dominate our interactions. Does that make sense? So, like, I mean, that's a big part of this. Okay, that's all I will say. Like, that's a big part of that. Okay, so let's talk about the Page of Cups because, like, this bro is enhancing all of the creative aspects that we talked about in reference to the wands, and it's also talking about that intuitive connection that we just spoke about in reference to the King of Cups, meaning that there is a big emphasis on the connection between the intuitive, the creative, and the emotional, meaning that all of those things need to come together in order to help move progress forward. Okay. And everything is possible. Like, this is like the dawning of a new era. Things are happening as long as you're curious and open and adaptable. I think that means that you're going to be told the messages that you need to be told, and that if you move like water, then you're going to experience what you need to experience. The issue is going to be your own fucking bullshit, which is going to be shit like the Five of Cups, where you are experiencing so much regret and failure for the things that you haven't experienced, or the things that you have done, or the things that you um I guess like part of this too is like fear of what you think you're capable of and then not having achieved it, or like possibly believing that you're a monster and then thinking that you have been a monster and then ruminating on your thoughts. And that's interesting because like this is being shown to me as the Five of Cups instead of like a Nine or Ten of Swords situation, but like you and I'm so sorry. I got cut off because my iPhone storage was full and it scared the shit out of me. However, we should be good now. Um, so you and your self view of the way that you think about who you are is impacting your ability to connect with the things that are for you, which is why this tower moment is coming about. And this is only going to be a select few of you. But it's like if you think that you're a monster, then you're going to be portraying yourself as a monster, which means that you're going to be intertwining with people who think that you're a monster and only bring that out in you. So it's like through the emotional healing that you sustain, you will be letting go of that narrative, which is going to allow you to tap into these things, which is why I feel like I kept getting a lot of information about feeling guilty in your decision making process and feeling like you're not capable or able to make decisions because there's shame associated with that. And I really just think that you really need to let this go. Like, you need to forgive yourself, you need to forgive others. Like, things are not as bleak as they seem, and like you have the capacity to repair relationships, to receive closure, to repair the relationship with yourself, to forgive yourself for past hurts, for things that you've done to others, for things that people have done to you. Like, no matter how shitty you have been, you didn't deserve to be treated shittily. And like it's like it's a whole thing. That'll be a video for a different time. Okay. So, by which I mean, like, it's not your fault if people have abused you. That's all that I mean. Okay. So, in reference to more decision making, we also have this Four of Cups, and this is about like really reevaluating your life and trying to understand where you fit in these next coming months. Like, an opportunity may or may not be presented to you, and if it is, the skills that you've built up until this point to understand how to make decisions logically without guilt and shame, selfishly, meaning that it's the best for you at that time, and then also, with pragmatism, as I mentioned, that's all going to go into being able to recognize what is for you. And if you have spent this time building your connection with your higher self, which is also like healing your connection with your body and your nervous system and all of that shit, understanding when opportunities are for you will make a lot more sense. And when people know and you instead of yes and you will be able to move fluidly from one no to the next in order until you find the right opportunity for yourself. And that's going to be really important in the coming days. And there will be much self progress to celebrate. You're going to see yourself in a new light. Things are going to make a lot more sense for you. You're going to feel a lot more stable and on your own 2 feet in all of the ways that the tower seemingly destroyed where you are right now. You're going to come out even stronger on the other side, and that's super duper important because in all the ways that you thought that you were a failure, that you thought that you were bad at life, all of the opportunities that you didn't think you were going to get, that you didn't think you were strong enough to make happen, that there wasn't money for, whatever excuse or reality was in your way, those blockages are going to be removed as you work on yourself. And success will come, but only through the work that you do. So it's like it's a give and a take situation. The universe wants to reward you, but only if you do the work. The universe is also going to present an opportunity for you to do that work. And if you do not do that work, you're going to be in that dark forest path for a really, really long time. And when you get out of it, the same opportunities may not present themselves. So then the question comes, do I want to take the time to receive the lessons, to receive the opportunity in a shorter amount of time and know that I received something that I'm really excited for and I really want? Or do I want to rest and wallow and be consumed by all of my shadows and miss out on things because I wasn't brave enough or strong enough? I thought I wasn't brave enough or strong enough, is what I mean, in order to take the lessons and use them for your betterment. Okay, that's all I have for you. Housekeeping, if you like this, if you want to see more, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I will be doing more of these when I fucking want to, so there's that. And yeah, I do other stuff. I'll attach a thing and I'll see you there. Okay, bye.